Good morning, guys. Hope everyone well. I slept well. Don't know what time you're doing this. This is day 2 of me starting to record the series, so that hopefully any of you watching it can actually make some good money in the stock market, even past lockdown. But we will take it as it comes. So I'm in trading view. I'm in Euro, Great British Pound, and let's start by potentially building your edge. Again, as I stated, an edge is something that you like. I'm going to give you my a couple of strategies that I use and I have learned over the time and that I have paid for. But I'm going to show you how to, in theory, do one yourself. So for this, when you look at a chart here, how would you do a strategy? This is a 1 hour, you look at it a 4 hour. There is no sign of anything that can physically help you and go, oh, okay, actually I lie. There is a strategy with price action alone. So in other words, some people, I don't do this, are able to say, oh, it hit resistance, hit resistance, hit resistance, I'm going to reckon it's going down. So they just see the natural support and resistances over here. So they'll pick a chart and go, oh, we see resistance, we see resistance, we see resistance. It went above it. Oh, still fighting it. It'll probably go down. That is too complicated for me. I don't have the time to sit and watch and speculate that way. But there are traders that do it, and there are traders that make a lot of money doing it. So a very popular tool to help you out is called moving averages, because basically there is a lot of noise in here. There's price fluctuations, randomness in and out of here, going back to January, etc. There's a whole bunch of randomness, and it does affect the market, but you have to filter it out. So for that, there's something called moving averages, and most of my strategies have it in at some point. So for this, we will go and insert an indicator. In your indicators, moving average. Now you get two types of moving averages. I'm going to show you both. So just a normal moving average. I'm going to do a 9 period. I'll show you. I'll put 3 here for the time being. See, I've added 3 moving averages. Now the first one over here is a 9. Now the 9, the amount here is the amount of days that it is basing the average on. So in this 4-hour view, over the last 9 days, this was the average at that time. And you will see it physically moves, and you'll see it doesn't spike with everything. It physically moves down the average as it goes. So this is a 9-day moving average. So this one I'm going to go into settings, and I'm going to change this one to a 20-day moving average. So orange, we now have a 20-day moving average, and let's do a 100 moving average, and you'll see it. So see, it is quite a bit drastic. So over the last 100 days, this would be the average that it has to go through, because it was down and it was up and down, so the average of it. So I don't use 200-day moving averages. However, apparently some people do, especially on the daily. They say it makes more sense. Let's have a look here. So on the daily, it's below the, if it crosses below, well, let's actually show this as a strategy, because I know it is one, but I don't trade it, but it is actually a strategy. So let's say hide the 9, and we will say change the 20 to a 50. 20 to a 50. And you now see a 50 moving average. Actually, no, let's actually leave it at the 20 as a theory. So this is as you play. I don't even know what the actual strategy settings are. But if you had to do this and just have a look here, if there's a 200 moving average going through, and here is a 20 moving average, which will obviously move faster because it's based on 20 days over 200 days, and you can easily just go and detect when they cross, the trend is now in an uptrend. So he has an uptrend. When they go down and they cross, it's now in a downtrend. Yes, there was a spike, But it was a down and it was a down. Then I crossed and it was an uptrend. Then I crossed and then it was a down. So this was a longer downtrend. Then I crossed and now it's in an uptrend. Then I crossed and now it's in a downtrend. So I've got something similar with this is one of my strategy. You would have seen on my charts while doing this. I have 3 lines, but this is what you can judge and help base trends. Now just remember, these indicate these ones specifically are lagging indicators. I have explained that the lines will change as is live, maybe not as much in this view, etc. But the lines, as the candles go up, you will see the end tip of it flick, because it only becomes official at the end of the close. So if this closed up here, that line might be a fraction higher, but it depends. It's only more important in lower time frames with smaller periods as well. But so one in theory could say here, so if you had to do an edge based on this, you would say, okay, I am only going to look for sells, so short positions, once the 20 MA is below the 100 MA, and I am going to sell over here. Does that make sense? I'm going to sell it when it's below, and I'm going to buy it when it's above, and I'm going to base my edge on that. As I say, there's a whole bunch of things. The next one can use is also there with moving averages. I use quite often is moving average exponential. I'm going to add that one in. An exponential moving average is similar to a simple moving average, except the last couple of days have a more weighted formula to it. So in other words, out of these 9 days, probably the last 2 have a higher effect. So you'll see it fits a little bit closer to the candle. So that's another just another indicator that we can have. But I'll get more into that when we get to strategy sides, and then at the end build your own. But basically, with absolutely no planning, I have gone and seen. We're going to back test this one. So part 4 of this is how to test your strategy properly. But in theory, because now if I just went, okay, I think I like it, I am going to do sells, and this is what I'm going to do. But if you don't test the theory, how are you going to know to make money? So you could either, one, start doing it from now and wait and practice with a demo account, and then do the process and take a couple of days or weeks, whatever, and test your strategy. Or you can go back and back test it, which is what we'll be doing now. And for that back testing, we will be able to see if this theory is a practical theory, or if it needs more tweaking or based upon. And I'll show that in back testing, and I'll actually keep it with this theory. I don't foresee this one being 100% successful, but who knows, let's give it a go. Take it from there, and that is how to start creating your edge. Just find something that you like or think will give you a higher statistical odd, so you can change your 50% chance win rate to 60-70%, and you will have an edge. That is what an edge actually is.